Joining us now, no, here, Don Lahane, who is of our staff. Tony? No?
Yeah, Tony.
No. Okay, thank you, Don, very much.
Don's saying 38 years and all they could pick out is me serving food. No, I never told you that I used to always look at, oh, here is a little bit of the thing, huh? I guess we cut Mike out, but that was the night.
We had a good
the alarm
time with that.
Oh, we had a great time. And I don't think I ever told you, but, you know, Bobby was backstage, so whenever you do a shtick, I'd kind of look over at you because I figured you hadn't been in prison, and if you liked it, maybe it was okay. Does that make sense?
Sure.
You know,
absolutely.
I'd always look at you and say,
absolutely.
did Don think it was okay? Because even, anyway, enough about that. But 38 years, what in the hell are you going to do with yourself? You started here when you were, what, 23?
I was very young. Very young, yeah.
Oh, in other words, none of your business. That's all right. No, but 1968 then, right?
68, yeah.
Wow.
I was going to San Francisco State and pumping gas at Standard Oil.
Wow.
And came here and made less money.
No, that's okay. But, you know, in the TV business, and particularly then, and if you stick around long enough, you would have made less money next year.
That's
yeah, no. But no, funny how the business does. It starts off, blah, 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 and then you go, blah, blah, and then blah, blah. But anyway, what the hell are you going to do with yourself? You worried about that?
Not really. I'm
okay.
looking forward to it. It's just a complete different change in my life.
Yeah.
And going to head down to Palm Springs for a week. And then hang out until through the holidays, and the first of the year we'll see what.
All right, before we tell a few KRON war stories, Don Lahane, in the infancy of HBO and boxing, was at the forefront. Don would run. He was their ringside guy. He would floor direct, so to speak. You were there for one of the most famous incidents in boxing history, 1993, Evander Holyfield, Riddick Bowe, and you pick up the story as we roll the tape.
Well, we were, I'm not sure what round this is, as you can see, but anyway, all of a sudden, out of the corner comes this fan man. Yeah. See how he's tangled up in the ropes, and
he got up on the top of the ceiling and just dropped down, or was this an outdoor event?
No, he came in from, I think came off one of the hotels, one up high.
Are you serious?
Yeah. No, he came in. It was a very dangerous thing had he hit, you know, the crowd.
And then they had to stop the fight, and then everybody kind of, what the heck's going on?
I think actually, if I remember right, some guys jumped him and started beating the heck out of him.
How'd you get in the boxing racket?
Oh, wow. I was here working with Barry Tompkins.
Oh, Barry, okay.
And Barry went with HBO, and they were putting together a sports department, and he said, would you like to join us? And I said, yeah, that would be kind of neat.
Well, and you were also there for some of the great Tyson moments. Here's Tyson and Michael Spinks. And remember when he just destroyed him? Look, you remember that the word was that the minute you saw the look on Spinks' face, it was over,
yeah,
huh?
You knew it.
Yeah.
You knew it.
Just
it was
walking
going to
into the
happen.
ring.
Yeah, these guys, you know, I was at fights where they, I mean, you know, ringside, you're within 4 or 5 feet of them, and sometimes they're right above you. And I used to go back to the hotel, and I'd look at my shirt, and I had blood splattered all over my shirt. I mean, that's,
and you didn't know till you got back. Huh?
No,
you were too busy working.
No, yeah, absolutely.
You saddened by what happened to Tyson, or when you're around somebody like that, did you sense this poor guy one day is going to hit bottom?
He didn't really seem to have much of a direction, I don't think, you know.
And everybody taken from him and all that old cliches, but it was true, huh? One of my favorites with you, I can remember in college, John Brody, who was a fabulous quarterback with the 49ers and an excellent broadcaster on Sunday games, and KRON said, we'll bring him into the studio and let him do the nightly sports.
Right.
And I can remember coming home from school and my dad saying, quick, you got to watch this, how terrible Brody is, because, again, it's one thing talking about a game. It's another thing looking into a camera and trying to have fun. And you remember some good Brody moments?
Absolutely. Well, one time...
and he's a legend here, and you guys had to basically say, John, you're terrible.
Well, I guess it was kind of NBC wanted us. They wanted to use him on their sports shows.
Okay.
And he had never done on-camera stuff before. So they thought, well, we'll try him out at KRON.
Yeah.
So he did our evening news, and the first thing he said is, get rid of the prompter.
Yeah.
Well, that was the first problem, you know. I mean,
NBC doing the same thing with VJs now, and they try them out on KRON, then maybe bring them to the network.
That's right.
Yeah, but thank you, Stacy. So, but he was terrible, huh?
Well, I mean, if you call reading the same story twice, you know,
Yeah, Don, I saw the night my dad said, John is reading the stuff on the prompter, and he said, I didn't read that very well. Let's try it again. And he was serious, you know, and it's just, and the one thing I always liked about you, though, Don, is, because I don't do commercials on radio, and you would always say, I admire you for that, blah, blah, blah. I would never do a commercial myself.
Right, all right. Well,
and then,
that isn't...
And then this was found today. Good grief, Don.
Isn't that amazing?
Plus weight, only
All the
88
hair.
cents each. 3 for $2.59 at Safeway.
That was a good deal, though, huh?
Yeah.
Fresh peas and carrots.
I think.
Where'd you bring in that old bag?
Do you like that coat? Look at that coat.
No. Look at Don. Look at Don. Oh, Don, that's great stuff. And I apologize for saying old bag. I got the editorial license to be funny. That wasn't your mom, sister, anybody, was
No,
it?
no,
Okay,
not
thank
at
you.
all.
Hey, yeah, that's all we need. Some wise guy your last night. Run up the celebs real quick. Look at some of the people that Don Lahane has been around in 38 years.
I think one of the neat things. Look at that. It's Paul Harmon.
Yeah.
And there's me with the two Donalds.
Yeah, Don Trump, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Barry in the middle.
Tompkins.
OJ. Steve Young.
And, I mean, what other place can you say you met three presidents?
Look at Don.
I mean, you know.
And Pete Wilson
Remember
laughing.
that?
That was before the radio show, not after, I think. Yeah. And,
that was the evening crew, Freddie Bushard.
It looked like Pam, too, in there.
Great. Pam was in there.
Oh, boy. Well, Don, you know, everybody says this, and we're not going to get mushy on television, but 38 years. And, again, you know my thing is? To get somebody before they get you. That's a good feeling. And you got the check, the final check from KRON?
I do. I got it right here.
Okay, so you've got your money.
Yeah.
Then you want to rip somebody?
No.
I'm joking. Now, we got 7 seconds. 38 years.
Thank you very much.
Go out on Don Lahane tight.
Thank you.
Go out on Don Lahane.